Hello, beautiful lives. Today I'm going to share with you an image on the United Nations flag. I discovered this image a few years ago, I would say about 6 years ago. Today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share that image with you all. Guys, welcome back to my channel. And if you are here for the first time, thanks for stopping by. I'm so glad to have you. And today, what I'm going to be talking to you about is that image in the United Nations flag. But I'm also going to give you some facts about the flag that you may not be aware of. I'm going to talk to you about the relationship the flag has with cardiology and numerology, discuss the color. I think I'll start off with the facts in the beginning that you may not be aware of. But after all of that, I'm going to give you a bonus image. So stay tuned and I will hit you up with that at the end. Yes, this is the United Nations flag that has been around since December 7th, 1946. And you should see an image of a woman in the center of the flag at this point. She has a turban on her head and charms hanging from the back. You can see her neck. And just in case you can't see it, I'm going to highlight it and zoom in for you. So check it out right here. There it is, the image. Well, you may be wondering, well, how in the world does she see that image? And it just so happens that the term is called Peridolia, and my brother introduced me to the term a few years ago when I showed him the image. So my brother Anthony, I had was talking with him, and I said, hey, check this image out. And he went and he grabbed his encyclopedia to see if the flag indeed was in the encyclopedia. And it was, and that's when he told me that the term is called Peridolia, when people can see images, when images are not expected to appear in certain things, drawings, for instance, or designs or patterns, when images are seen there. So let me just start with the main purpose of a flag is to communicate a message, whether it's a philosophy, a theme, a concept, anything. The main reason to actually create a flag is just to send a message, and that's what it's communicating to people. So next, I found it interesting that Antarctica is not on the map. Now, I'm going to guess because there's no one living in Antarctica, so therefore it's not actually a nation. So I'm going to guess that's why it was left off. But still, I found it to be a little funny that Antarctica is not on a map that has the rest of the continents. It's kind of weird to me, but it is. Now, creating this flag, they used a special technique called azimuthal equidistant projection, which simply means all of the land masses are going to be equidistant from a specific point. And the point they chose to use in this flag is the North Pole. And so they selected the North Pole and then placed the land masses equidistant from it. And that's apparently how they came up with, they wound up getting this image on the map. So now let's get into the color blue, because the color blue relates to the throat chakra. And in relationship to the throat chakra, it means communication. And of course, these nations are working together to communicate with each other and make sure they continue to have peace, or they're supposed to be. And the other thing is that the flag itself is sending a message of peace and harmony. Hence, that's why it's the color blue. It's communicating that. And then it also has the olive branches on the two sides. So it's communicating peace. But obviously, we know that it's also communicating a message in this image that's on the flag with this African woman, also known as Big Mama. And it's interesting that it's coming during the Aquarian age, because the Aquarian age is ushering in the new and taking out the old. And what you're getting is feminine energy coming in. Now, in order to understand what card is represented for this flag, we'd have to know the date this flag was adopted. And the date this flag was adopted, as I mentioned, is December 7th, 1946. Now, with that adoption date, we wind up getting the card for this flag as the Jack of Clubs. And the Jack of Clubs represents a card that brings with it thinking and language and thoughts. And that's what it's experiencing. This card also represents creativity and wittiness. And I find that to be interesting because the way this flag is put together, it's very creative, very witty, and it's focusing on a language of communication. So it kind of keeps repeating the same thing of communication and creativity throughout this flag. Every kind of aspect of the flag focuses on creativity and communicating. And I thought that was interesting. So this card for this flag is the Jack of Clubs. And the Jack of Clubs also represents the Aquarian age. And in that age, it means the ushering out of the old and ushering in the new. And we are moving into the Aquarian age right now, which you're going to see things changing, and all the old is going and the new is coming in. So you're going to see things getting, turning to be very different. And a lot of people are moving towards the feminine aspect more so. And it's very interesting that that feminine aspect is presented on this flag as we move into the Aquarian age. And many people consider that female that is on the flag as the mama aspect. Now, the number 3 likes to work together with groups and with other people. And that's why it's really important that this card was created for the United Nations flag, because this flag is all about nations working together. And the personality characteristic of this flag would be uplifting, inspiring, and optimistic. And it all goes together with what this flag is representing. And it's supposed to give you that sense of feeling when you look at it, since that is the characteristics of the flag. And usually when you think of the United Nations, all of those characteristic traits should kind of go along with it. In addition to that numerology component for the flag, there are also those 5 lines I told you to check out. So when you look at those 5 lines, the number 5, when you look at the number 5, when it's written down, it is open on both sides, meaning it faces both ways. And what that signifies is looking at the past and looking at the present at the same time. And when we look at the past, especially when this flag was created in 1946, the World War II had ended just prior to that. And the United Nations was formed to keep the world from getting into that death and destruction all over again. And so looking at the past, the world was looking at death and destruction, and looking in the future, they were looking towards optimism and peace, and the world getting along with each other. Hence why they put the 2 olive branches on the flag as well, because the olive branches signify peace. So the number 5, the 5 rings around the world, means looking forward and looking backward, looking towards the future and leaving the past, and looking at the past but remembering not to go back that way. So there's another aspect in there with numerology too. Well, beautiful lives, thank you so much for staying to this point, and I am ready to give you the bonus. Now, that bonus is that I wasn't going to even make this video, and I was just like hemming and hawing and going back and forth of should I do this video. And I went into my bathroom, and on the floor, bam, I looked down and I saw the image of this face, this woman. And I'm going to share that with you right here. Here it is. And this is it. And just in case you cannot see it, I'm going to highlight it right here. And that is the image. And so once I saw that, I just said to myself, you know, you really definitely need to make this video. And side note, I did get a couple of other messages during the day that told me move forward and make that video too. But I just wanted to share that one with you. Okay, beautiful lives, thank you so much for hanging out with me. And I'm really curious, do you see those images? And also, have you seen images in other places? And if so, please comment below. I'm really curious to hear. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And come back with me next time on another moment in this journey towards fulfillment. Bye-bye.